Hello everyone, this is Dingo. This video is mostly a commentary based video where I'm not really going to show much of. Again, it's one of those debate videos that I want to give you update on many things that are happening and what's about to come in the future. So I recommend you getting yourself a game or whatever you're doing in the middle of. Just let this kind of play in the background so you can listen to me while I mumble my nonsense about my work and shit. So you can do things in the meantime. Or get yourself a nice cup of cocoa or a plate of waffles or whatever. Because this is gonna be quite a talk about some things I have. So this is not completely scripted, but I have some notes I would like to talk about. Mostly pinpoint things that I would like to mention. And yeah, let's get into it. So, first thing I would like to talk about, obviously, is my game, Limbless. Is that I would like to mention that I am hoping that, since I already announced this, you probably much know about it, but I am hoping that by the end of this year, I will have Limbless finished, at least the first chapter. That's my believe, because I think now that I have the halfway of the game pretty much done. Yeah, the game is pretty much halfway done now. Would you believe it? I wouldn't. That I need to include some more features, some things, some gear, and some more things. I still have to think of some parts of the game that are gonna be done. The last two remaining parts are gonna be slightly different from the first area. First of all, it's not gonna be so dreadfully long like the area before. And I've been getting a lot of criticism from the people saying that the mine part was really long and just tiring. But in the full game, fast travel will be a thing, so don't worry. Once you get through that part, you won't have to walk through it again, so don't worry. Since later on in the game there will be a possible side quest to visit the area again to retrieve something and yada yada. I'm not going to go in details for that, that's spoiler territory. But I am still planning out some things for the third area, which is gonna be the brain mushers, I call it. Probably gonna call it something different in the final game, but that's how kind of just what I went with. An island isolated from the community, full of cultists and religious believers that just try to believe, that are believing into EA elder gods and just performing some dark rituals. And guess what? The next body part is there. You gotta find it there too. And oh boy, you're gonna get yourself involved with many fucking weird things. Yeah, this area is gonna be different from the first actual zone you fully explore. It's going to be, let me just say, weird. I don't want to go in details again, saying like what's gonna be in there, because I kind of want to keep it as a surprise, but I just want to point out that things are already kind of be planned for it, so some things will come out unexpected and some expecting, as I mentioned. That's where the body part is and you gotta look for it. So yeah, that's gonna be cool then. And lastly, the final area, which is the Femur Legion. And that area over there is gonna be the zone in which you gonna find the last body part. And after that, it will come to the grand finale to see like, oh boy, you put yourself together and let's go and leave the fucking place, woohoo. And that's how the last chapter will end. Of course, it's not gonna be just like that, like there's gonna be some things involved, because I wanna kinda I want to end the end on a cliffhanger in a way. Not really a cliffhanger, but you know, a continued thing, so that once I would link another chapter to it, it would nicely follow up with the events following. Because the game isn't going to be like chapter, like a game after game. No. It's going to be one big game, and all things are going to be connected. And every time you complete each chapter, there's going to be like an announcement saying like chapter 1 completed or something like that in the full game release. And yeah, that's about that. So after that, I'll get into working on the city, which is gonna be quite shorter than the first area, and it's gonna be much straightforward and simple. But it's gonna contain a lot of features too and such, and a lot of cool things. Yeah, so that's gonna be great. And lastly, then it's gonna go work on the finale, which is even shorter, and it's gonna be like this climax where all your actions and choices will be previewed. Again, something like fucking Undertale did, except, you know, more detailed. Saying like each individual event is gonna be like, oh, you did that one thing bad time, you know, look at that, you fucked it up, and this is what happened afterwards. You know, you see, we'll see what works. Maybe these things will be slightly scratched or not, or even maybe be expanded on, but we will see how the game development goes. Maybe things will just end up better, and well, who knows? We will see how it goes on. But yeah, another thing I wanted to point out is that donations are gonna be a thing. So the people, some already insisted on donating money to my game, and I, as much I appreciate it, sadly would have to decline for the moments I've been working on my game, because due to the fact I made a donation list, I don't have much to offer at the moment. But as you already know, me and my friend recommended me a artist called Anthony, and he is a really great tattooist and also a graphic designer. So I commissioned him, and he's gonna make some really great looking posters. Let me mention, you may be already seen those ones, but those are not the final products. Those are just the placeholders for the whole poster. So then I'm gonna take those, work with them around, change the different resolutions, and make a nice background for them even. So yeah, you will have something to look at the background. I mean, come on, having a cool fucking badass background for your desktop wouldn't be bad, right? I mean, you will have, at least if you consider yourself as a fan of my game, of course, then yeah. But don't worry, there's gonna be more things as for the donations. They're gonna be you know, concept arts, even small projects I worked on the past you can play on your own, so that's cool, you know, kind of like a grab bag of all things I used to work as a kid. So you can check those things out, some art, and of course there's gonna be the full list of the game's soundtrack, since I stopped uploading to my SoundCloud due to having it not kind of spoiling the whole game. But yeah, the soundtrack is pretty much a free thing, and after all, you can still go in the game's file itself, and you could just pretty much get the game there, you know, get the game soundtrack in the game files too. But as a part of the donations, of course, a free copy of game will be included too, so for the full release. So that's two. And donations are completely optional, but you know, of course, donating would help me personally, because as you still know, I'm currently in college, and college is something I am dealing with a lot. Not only it's stressful, but it's very time consuming, and as you can see, I'm trying myself even work on the game, spending most of my time, but even if I do have the time, it's just stressful environment. Feeling pressure than just not being able to do much work on it makes me feel even worse. The fact, you know, there are people that are excited for my game and waiting patiently, and I'm just sitting here on my ass watching YouTube or doing absolutely nothing whole day because I am being stressed due to college. You know, a lot of exams, a lot of unfinished previous exams I didn't manage to complete it. It makes me even more stressed because then you can see that feeling of horror saying like, oh no, I fucked up the school and now I won't pass college and won't have a finished studies. And people will look at me with that odd glare saying like, oh, look at him, he never finished college in his whole life. We will never want him to work for us in our company. So yeah. But I do have a possible good future because I met some really big people and they offered me work after I finished my studies. So that's nothing to really having fear of. But hey, still, like, my dream wish is to keep on working on games and making games, or even working on animations, because as you know, animating is one thing I love, and you can tell that by just looking at my game, because I do love movement, particles, animations and everything, and I put a lot of effort into my games and try to make them polished as well I can for maximum satisfaction and playability. So also bugs are going to be, that thing is also needed to be fixed from time to time. And if one thing needs to be fixed, it's surely my fucking tongue, because I cannot stop talking about these minor issues, because I need just someone to talk about these things, because goddamn, there is nobody to talk to from time to time. But yeah, that's about that. So no worries, game is pretty much on its usual development, and I'm currently working on some sprites for two buildings, which one of them is the inside of the lighthouse, which you can later on visit. And then there's gonna be a second one, which is the church inside, how the church looks from the inside. So that's gonna be cool. And it will also include a cool elevator to the part, so there's gonna be a small cutscene sequence how you go down with the elevator too, so that's gonna be pretty neat. And this will play out when you're leaving or entering, so hey, something neat, right? So yeah, also that. And one more thing I wanted to mention. What was that? Yeah, about the donation. This is just a little quick thing about saying, like, there are specific amounts you can donate, of course, you know, depending how much you donate, this means how much you will receive a specific reward, you know. So it also works that way. If you previously donated something and you donate once again, this amount will be counted together with the previous amount you donated. And if and that means by combining those numbers, you would reach the specific number of donation you will require to access to a new reward. So let's say you donate 25 euro, you receive the one reward, and the next one was like 50 euro. If you donate another 25 later, whatever, you would receive that thing too, as you reach the total amount. It's not like you reached once, then you have to actually, ask like another amount just to get that reward. No, that's not how it works. And the rewards are pretty generic. It's saying like you get a reference, you get a free copy, and already the things I mentioned. But for the more exclusive rewards, you would even receive things like your own part in the game, a side story, and you could have your own apartment even in the game. Like, these things go, like, I could put literally anything you want me in the game, and maybe I will even draw you free art for it, because we'll see what works. If, of course, anyone has some opinions what I should do for donations, leave them down in the comments below and let me know what you think, because I am new with the donation thing, and the way it would be done is through just PayPal simply, and I already have a list prepared for people's contacts and everything. So once these people would donate, I would, once after the first game is released, the first chapter, I mean, not the first game, they would receive the specific amounts and the donations required. So that would be all there, done and finished. Yeah, so that's that, finally. Man, yeah, this thing also excited. It fucking it makes me tired talking about it. Anyway, that's pretty much all for today. But before I end this, I would like to mention one more last thing. For those who remember Samu, yeah, Samu, the developer of Mothlight or Genesis or even Soulscape, I finally actually found him out one day, and turns out he's still making games and he has completely changed. So what am I trying to say by this is, I'm gonna link down to his official website, and I want you to support him. Yes, go support him. Because lately, he actually laid out on his public website email link, so I messaged him, and I wanted to say that I am glad to see him again after all the time. And he not only answered immediately, almost, he even, he wanted to apologize for his previous behaviors because, as you know, he abandoned his previous fan base, and you all know how that turned out. It's kind of obvious. But I'm very glad to see that he actually, responded, and we are cool with it. That we can even work things in the future, because I asked him, hey, if you want to continue making comics, you know where to find me, because we already did things in the future together. So yeah, we can, he said, yeah, we can think of something. But as it turns out, he really prefers to working more solo, so hey, if anyone wants to contact him, just tell him he's doing a great job. Or even better, he has this on his own website, links to his Patreon, so you can even support him. And let me tell you, these donations are like very generic. Literally, you can get a lot of things just for $1. And on his YouTube channel, you can even see what he's willing to do for all the donations. Like he said even like, if you donate a large amount, he doesn't give a fuck what you want him to draw. He will do it. If you want him to draw porn, he will probably do it. He has no issues with that. I mean, after all, through the things he made in the past, we know he's capable of it. So yeah, no worries. But yeah, seeing him, how he turned out from making an RPGs to how he makes now a full 3D person shooters like Doom WODs, that's pretty fucking cool, honestly. Yeah, it is genuinely impressive of him, and seeing how he evolved from before. And I do hope to see more of his work. So hey, I will leave the link below in the description, so you can go check him out and see if you can even donate to him perhaps. It's up to you, honestly. If you don't have to. I'm not enforcing these things. I'm just saying, like, he deserves the support. He deserves help, because even though what happened, like, he had to leave it behind, he's still a great guy and makes great work, His projects are impressive, genuinely, because he puts a lot of effort. And let's say he even works harder than I do, because fucking hell, I'm lazy sitting on my ass making this video. I could be actually working on Limbless. Or better, I could be actually working on my college degree and actually get my fucking work done. No, but nah, that's not what I mean. Like, I'm done with the exams this year, so the next half of my exams will hopefully be much easier. So that mess is fucking after me. Yeah, but that's all. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you even want to. Maybe give it a like. Maybe even consider in the future donations and help, because please, I want money. I want money. Yeah, but nah. That's not what I mean. Like, I'm not trying to beg here for money, but hey, all the money that goes to my donations goes to the game, obviously. As you can see, I'm already pretty much paying out of my own pocket just to get these posters done, because they are very expensive to make. And yeah, if I would get some donations, even more like bigger rewards would be considered in the future. So that's something too, saying, because the money would go to the game's development and it would fund it, and it would help me with my college degree, because paying out for college is not that easy too. So I do have to, spend doing free time doing commissions, so I could save myself some money to actually work, because some of the money I do even make does go through, in a way, through my college degree. Not like fully what I mean, like I don't spend money on it, but it means as a my family gives me monthly allowance and such, so they are saying like, hey, we cannot give you that much money, so you cannot spend on buying bus tickets and everything like that, because it's expensive. College is expensive, it's not free. So if I would get help with that, it wouldn't be a much bigger issue for me for those daily needs, you know, and I could spend more time working on my game instead, and it would save me a lot of time. So yeah, anyway, thank you again for listening. Give me a like, subscribe, and check out Samu down in the description. And I will hopefully see you in a future video, and I'll get some more stuff for you. Bye-bye!